Hey, what's going on YouTube? Mr. Controversy, and this is Coffee Shop Chatter. So, long day, so gotta have your coffee, straight Colombian coffee. So, everyone knows there's been these protests going on at UCLA, was it UNC, and then even here in Texas, down in Austin, there are protesters down there. A lot of these folks that's protesting aren't even students at those schools. They find that out by arresting. So say they arrest 50 people, it's like 30 of them aren't even students. So I'm saying paid actors, just, you know, I think this whole thing is paid for by someone of the initials of GS. Same person that backed Black Lives Matters, which was a coup. I didn't believe in that bull crap either. So you have folks, that's mad because of the war that's going on between Israel and Palestine. And Palestine, last I checked, this was the U.S. It's not Israel. Yeah, we do business with Israel, but why are you protesting at the schools? Go to D.C., go out on Capitol Hill, or go in front of the White House. I don't care. One of those, go there, because they know what will happen. But go there. They make the policies. They make the laws. Everything is done there. They don't want to sign off on it. They don't want to say who we are or who we're not going to back. But instead, they go into school, disrupting other students' educations. I know I'll be pissed if my child was going to one of these colleges and I'm paying all this darn money and they can't go to class because of this nonsense that's going on. So we're going to go ahead and jump in this video, and I'll give my little 5 to 10 cents on it every once in a while.
Protests led to chaotic moments today on the UNC-Chapel Hill campus, with police and pro-Palestinian protesters clashing on the quad this morning and afternoon. Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Deborah Morgan. At one point, the group took down the American flag and put up a Palestinian flag. Shortly after it came down the first time, Interim Chancellor Lee Roberts came out with police officers and said the American flag will stand on campus. WRL's Matt Tallhelm is live tonight on campus, where the crowd has thinned, but law enforcement has not. Matt?
Yeah, Deborah, this has been the epicenter of this all day. This flagpole right here, you can see the American flag is back up here, but our understanding is that the pulley system was broken during all of these clashes, all of this that happened here. This center of Polk Place here, this is where the encampment was for 5 days. Those pro-Palestinian supporters out here for 5 days. You can see those metal barricades. Those came down, were thrown around, tossed around as police and protesters clashed here. These are the remnants of a day of protests at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill.
Police moved into UNC's Polk Place for the second time in a day, after protesters tore down metal barricades to reach the flagpole in the center of the quad, where they raised a Palestinian flag in place of the Stars and Stripes. UNC Interim Chancellor Lee Roberts was there as police and protesters clashed for the second time in a day.
Tell the students that we're going to keep them safe from a very small minority of students who want to disrupt their experience.
Hours earlier, before dawn on day 5 of the encampment of Palestinian supporters on the quad, police from schools across the UNC system descended on this same space. Officers overturned an air mattress fortress built around the center of the encampment block. Some protesters tried to stop police vehicles, even laying down on the sidewalk in front of them.
You got over 100, 200 police officers marching onto a campus to disrupt students while they're sleeping. And we are still not scared.
UNC says about 30 people were detained in the moment. At least 6 were arrested and charged. Dozens of supporters surrounded them and tried to block our cameras as they were released from the Orange County Detention Center.
They are really rattled because it was like a traumatic thing to experience, but we are not fazed. We are not not phased. We will continue to push and to fight, and we will not back down.
That's the message they brought back to campus for a march and protest leading up to the American flag coming down. Behind the crowd of hundreds supporting the Palestinian movement, a handful of Jewish fraternity members held an Israeli flag in quiet counter-protest.
While not a large Jewish community, we have a strong one here on campus, and that we aren't going to just disappear because stuff like this happens at UNC.
Now, the interim chancellor and provost put out a statement after the clearing of the encampment. It says in part, we must consider the physical safety of all our students, faculty, and staff. In addition, we are alarmed at the rising accounts of anti-Semitism and speech, and we categorically denounce this and any other incidents of prejudice. Now, the university gave those students 30 minutes notice to leave this area. I do want to show you, just within the last 2 minutes here, about, I'd say, 8 police officers, UNC police officers, are down here now surrounding this area. There still are not a lot of protesters here. It looks like they're getting ready to come in and fix the flagpole. I see UNC facilities crews coming in there. I guess the police are probably just here to make sure that these clashes don't erupt again here on campus. But in the past hour, we've also learned 36 people were detained this morning. 30 of them were charged with trespassing and released on site. WRAL anchor Dan Haggerty continues our team coverage now. And Dan, you're looking at who these protesters were that were arrested and any connections to the university here.
That's right, Matt. We're learning a lot more about these people, who they are, where they came from. Of the 36 people detained on UNC's campus this morning, we've learned that roughly half of that 30 who were cited and released were in fact students. 17 of them were not. Now, 6 were actually arrested and charged. Just 6. All 6 face misdemeanor charges, including resisting a public officer. 5 are also charged with second-degree trespassing, and 2 of them also face charges for assaulting a government official. One of those warrants was worded this way about the suspect, saying, quote, they unlawfully and willfully did resist, delay, and obstruct a public officer by pushing against an officer and tackling him to the ground. The officer, we have learned, was assaulted, was actually, who was assaulted was an NC State police officer on campus helping out the UNC police force. UNC-Chapel Hill says 3 of the people who were charged are students. They do know that. And from LinkedIn accounts and student news articles, it appears that 2 others are seniors at Duke. The 6th person does not appear to be affiliated with any local university. All were released. They got a written promise to appear and didn't have to pay any bond. They have court dates, though, scheduled 1 month from today. Right now, it doesn't appear that anyone was detained during the afternoon protest, Gerald.
Pictures of some UNC students are now going viral after.
So, you know, you have someone charged, somewhere in charge. Like I said, a lot of them aren't students there. So my solution would be you get you some buses, you load them up, you put them on the airplane, and you fly them to Israel. All those people that's protesting on behalf of Palestine, I'll take them to Israel. Drop them off right there. Take them exactly where they need to go. And let them protest there. And let them see what happened. That's all I'm saying. If you want to, protest and you want to take the fight to the enemy, go on over there and take it to them. Drop their butts off. I guarantee you not one of them will want to go over there. Because they do it here because, well, like I said, I served in the military for over 28 years. And like I said, I don't have a problem with people protesting. I don't have a problem with freedom of speech. Say what you want to say, as long as you're not disrespecting nobody or you're not threatening any bodily harm or whatever type of stuff. I'm like, go ahead. But once you start infringing on the lives of other people, which I would say the students that's trying to get their education that their parents are more than likely paying for, to include whatever loans they've already taken out, and you lower the flag, and that's my damn issue. You lower the U.S. flag to put up a Palestine flag, and then you say, well, we're not saying we're against the U.S. We're just trying to show solidarity. But you lower the U.S. flag to put up a Palestine flag, that is a sign of occupation. Once you lower another country's flag and you put another country flag up in its place, and then you also was breaking into buildings to pretty much hold the buildings hostage, that is a form of occupation. And I personally think they should have went to jail. They shouldn't let them make them bond out. Make them do the actual, don't let them out on their own recognizances and all that. Think, oh yeah, we're going to come back. Yeah, we're going to make sure you're going to come back. You're going to bond. You're going to pay this money. One, because you destroyed some property. I'm pretty sure they would, I mean, it was a lot of stuff they had going on. Some assaulting police officers, yeah, you should be locked up. But that is what really pisses me off a lot, is people take their freedoms that they have a little too far. And what's going on is going too far. And that's why I say, is the U.S. falling? And it is. We've gotten so soft on crime where now you have illegal immigrants coming in and do what the hell they want to do. No bond. You let them back out on the street. They become repeat offenders. Then they go to another city, another state, do the same thing. Now you have this going on. Now, in case a lot of you don't know, is the military is actually asking for retirees to come back in the Army if we want to come back in. And I said, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. But it'll be under certain conditions. One would be whatever VA benefits I receive, I don't have to pay it back. You could put a freeze on it so I don't have to restart it, the whole process, when I'm done. I get my assignment of choice, and you promote me from major to lieutenant colonel. That is the only way. And there's certain specialties that they're trying to get to come back in, and I was in one of those fields. So I foresee we're going to send soldiers somewhere. One of my friends just texted me today about, I know where they get promoted, and he's like, okay, I know I had to go to the school to make this rank, but now they waver in it and saying, hey, you don't have to go to school now. You're getting promoted June 1st. So now the only requirements that we have for schools, you no longer need, and now they're promoting people. They're asking people to come back. So, and it depends what your specialty, like I said, certain specialty areas they're doing. And I know mine's because a bunch of us field grades, which would be like major and above, majors, lieutenant colonels, we all retired, right? And say a whole bunch of us. We was like, hey, we tired, we done. And it was when the whole Poland, when the whole Ukraine and all stuff was getting off, that's when we was like nearly done. When you're not listening to us anymore, when we're trying to tell you stuff, but that's something else. But a lot of people got out. So now you have this going on U.S. soil. So, like I say, for those of you who believe in this, in the Second Amendment, you're the smart ones. That's all I got to say. But we're going to go ahead and get back into this video.
Lifting the American flag on campus after it was taken down during Tuesday's protests on campus.
Yeah, take a look at this. A GoFundMe campaign established for them is sitting at about $405,000. Members of several fraternities joined together in propping up the American flag, preventing it from touching the ground Tuesday. This happened right after pro-Palestinian protesters took it down. Pictures of the students' actions flooded social media, leading to the creation of that GoFundMe.
We will not let the headline of this day be an American flag falls at UNC, a university we're all proud of. We were not going to let that be the headline of the day. And we were just honestly so happy to see that the headline coming out of the day is that students gathered together to push the American flag up.
Well, we reached out to the fraternities named in the fundraiser, but haven't gotten a response yet.
So I'm not a big fan of fundraisers. I just never have been. But like go for me, I don't. But in this instance, it's yes. And for those young men who had the intestinal fortitude to go and do the right thing and take down that damn flag and put the U.S. flag back up, I commend you guys. You did what a bunch of other people stood around and watched. So, you know, I'll say the last thing I have. If you're somebody who invests in stocks, I would recommend that you look at these war stocks. I'm not a financial advisor. I do invest in stocks. I invest in a lot of things. And war stocks is one of them. I'll tell you stuff like Exxon, General Dynamics, Raytheon, Palantir, which is a software that we use in the military, and they also have won a contract doing artificial intelligence. Northrop, Grumman. There's a couple of them. I would look them up, see what their actual capability is, what it is they do, leverage that against the inventory as far as equipment that the military has, especially the Army, because we do spend a lot of money on stuff, and see what new capabilities they have that's coming out that they're currently working on. I'm just saying. I would say I just happened to get Palantir when it was way less than it was right before they got this AI contract, and it just went up. So, but that's all I have. I'm definitely gonna be following this because this is something that's kind of, I would say, kind of near and dear to my heart, and it's just because I served, and it's a lot of stuff I'm seeing is, it's to a point I don't even recognize this country anymore. I'm literally about to go across this bridge and get me something because I need something to put in my coffee. Hey, so no, if there's anything that you want me to cover or certain things that you want to know, even it's about the military, there's certain things I know for a fact I won't be able to tell you, not something like this, because I still do have a type secret clearance, so I still have access to a lot of stuff with no problem, and I just try to keep abreast of a lot of things that's going on, especially when you talk about military or any upcoming deployments, stuff like that. I still have friends I reach out to. Well, YouTube, that's all. Like I said, you got any topics, anything that you would like me to cover or whatever, you can send to me or just, shoot me an email and I'll, see what I can find on it, and, I'll cover that. But that's it, and I will see you around.